Powerful galactic beings, welcome back to another video. No matter if you think God carefully plans what we will do in the future, that the energy of the universe has power, or that our fate is completely up to us, there is no doubt that we get signs from forces bigger than ourselves. This is true even if you think that we control everything that happens to us. Some of them are so small that it's easy to forget about them. Others are so clear that we can't miss them, but we don't because we're too busy living our lives to notice them. If you let the universe work through you, you will notice that the signs become clearer over time. No one knows anything about how the universe works. You must pay attention to the signs that the universe sends you, because it is always trying to give you the things, people, experiences, and lessons you need to grow into the person you were always meant to be. On the other hand, the universe doesn't always make these choices as clear as crystal or even as obvious as they might seem. There's a chance that filing for bankruptcy will be the only way for you to learn enough about money to live a truly wealthy life. But if you start paying attention, you will see that the world is always sending you signs about where you should go and what you should do to live the life you have always dreamed of. Number 1. Synchronicity. Carl Jung, a psychologist, was the first person to use the word synchronicity to talk about strange things that happen in the universe that can't be explained. In fact, he called it the causal connection principle, which says that things can be related to your unique experience even if there isn't a direct cause and effect link between them. In other words, these good things that happen to you show what kind of person you are on the inside. Because of this, they are often very subjective. This is a common situation for people who have been looking for work for a while but haven't heard anything from possible employers. And once you get a job, you'll start getting a lot more job offers from people who don't seem to work in your industry. Most of the time, synchronicity is a convincing sign that you are going in the right direction and that everything happens according to God's plan for it. Number 2. Losing important things. Even if the connections we have with the things we own are very important, not everything we own has meaning on its own. When you lose something important to you, it changes how you feel about yourself and could be a sign of something. A young lady said when she was going through a hard time in her life, she decided to walk the Camino de Santiago, which is the longest pilgrimage path in all of Europe. She had brought a very valuable toy with her as a talisman, but she couldn't find it right now. This event was a metaphor for how she let go of her old identity and broke away from the past. She didn't know it, but years later, one of her loyal readers found her toy while walking down the street and gave it back to her. By making you lose or hurt something you care about, the universe is trying to tell you to let go of it so that you can make room for something new. Who knows, maybe it will still be there when you get back. Number 3. Sickness and pain. There are times when it is impossible to figure out what caused a disease. Aside from the fact that pain or illness can mean something other than a certain feeling, many diseases are thought to have a psychosomatic part. For example, you can get a sudden, severe pain on the left side of your body for no apparent reason. From a spiritual point of view, the left side of the body represents the divine feminine and your relationship with your mother. In other words, the place where the pain is or the type of illness could have a deeper meaning. Number 4. Smells. A recent study found that different smells made people think of certain people or events from their lives. Some smells are better than others at taking you back to happy times and feelings, and the same is true the other way around. As a direct result of this process, our ancestors were better able to move around in the natural environments where they lived. When you smell something by accident, it could remind you of something or someone related to the memory it brings back and relevant to your current situation, although smelling cinnamon in a mall does not count as one of the methods used by its marketers. You need to look into that memory to find the clues that are connected to the event or person from before. Number 5. Unexpected encounter. Have you ever met someone who seemed like the perfect match for what you were going through at the time? You don't have to think about quitting your job or finding a coach because the options are right in front of you. When you feel like you're in touch with the universe in this way, it's usually because the universe is confirming or disputing what you think is going on. Number 6. Specific emotions. Throughout your whole life, your feelings and thoughts will help you find your way. But sometimes you find yourself feeling things that don't make sense. These messages from space are too important to ignore. For example, you might be in a safe place when all of a sudden you start to worry or feel anxious about something. You are getting a strong message from the universe that you need to be careful. Another thing that happens often is that people get nervous before a long drive or flight. Even if you are usually calm and well organized, you may find yourself in a state of chaos, as if someone is trying to stop you from missing your flight or getting behind schedule. Number 7. Animals. Also, the universe might try to communicate with you through animals. In addition to this, they could also be your power animal or spirit animal. These are spirits that have similar traits to you and are there to help you get where you want to go. For example, you can find cats just about anywhere. Based on this, you may be asked to become more independent and learn how to depend more on yourself. Another important sign is seeing large groups of birds flying together in the sky on a regular basis. It's possible that they mean you want to travel and get away from where you usually live. Number 8. Dreams. Your unconscious mind is all the information in your head that you can't access with your conscious mind. Because it has such a strong link to the universe, it can get the clearest signals from beyond. Quite often, these ideas will show up in your dreams and make their way into your conscious mind. In other words, when you are unconscious, which happens soon after you fall asleep, you have access to more information. Some dreams might be able to tell what will happen in the future, according to some evidence. Prophetic dreams are the name for these kinds of dreams. Aldous Huxley was an English writer and philosopher who wrote a book called Heaven and Hell. In it, he said that vivid colors or things in a dream show how transcendent the dream is. One way to remember your dreams and figure out what they mean is to write them down and then look at the symbols that show up in them. You can also learn how to dream lucidly, which means that you can keep your full awareness even when you are dreaming. Because you have this gift, you can ask the universe if it has any messages for you. Number 9. Repetition of events. You should look for signs from the universe, and one of them is when the same thing keeps happening over and over again. It's not impossible to find yourself on a familiar stretch of road or to hear music at a certain time. If you step on a finger with your shoe, you can break the nail and the toe on the same finger. The importance of things that happen over and over again can't be overstated. When you become aware of them, you may realize that you have been going through life on autopilot. Number 10. Feeling that you already noticed. In French, the phrase, already noticed, is called the already seen moment. It's an odd feeling to think that what just happened to you first, before anyone else. For example, when you go somewhere you've never been before, you might immediately feel like you've been there before. You might be talking to a friend when you realize that you've heard the same thing before. This strange feeling, which is like a glitch in the matrix, means you have reached a higher level of spiritual awareness. This proves that you were there when that thing happened. Particular thing stuck in mind. When something keeps coming back to you over and over, like a song, an event, or a dream, the universe is trying to talk to you. There's a chance that you'll remember a certain message. So, you should be willing to think about a number of different options. Inner instinct. You can always learn something from what your gut tells you. It helps you figure out the best thing to do, especially when you don't know what to do. You will finally listen to that voice, even though there will be times when it is hard, and you will make things right. I hope this video was really helpful to you. See you in the next video. Peace, love, and life.